Bcom semester 1 English medium economics chapter number 2. Guys, we have completed your first chapter, that is nature of business economics, and today we are going to start your chapter number 2, that is basic concept of business economics. I have get queries from some of the students that sir, we have some different book and the syllabus that you are teaching from your book is quite different from the syllabus that we have from our books. So guys, I have seen that book. You have the book that from Sudhir Prakashan. So there are the words and the topics that are given in this book are quite. It may be quite different, but the rest of the chapters are same. It is just matter of first chapter. Otherwise, the rest of the syllabus are same in both the book. So no need to worry about it. And I will send you the PDF of your first chapter from my book also, so that you can prefer both the books as well. And today we are going to start your second chapter, that is basic concept, and we will study economic activity, non-economic activity, scope of economic activity, what about the goods and services, wealth, value and price, consumption, production, exchange, farm and industry, etc. So guys, these are the points that we are going to discuss in this chapter. And let's start the chapter with the introduction. So there are certain basic concept about the economic and non-economic activities. What are there in the economic activities? What are the different types of goods and services? What are the scopes of the economic activities? So all these things that we are going to discuss in this chapter, and we will start with the economic activity. So guys, there are two different kind of activities. The one is economic activity and the other is non-economic activity. In the economic activity, we can say that it is the activity for which we expect anything in return. Means it is the any activity for which we expect anything in return, that is called the economic activity. Let's read in it. Human activities may broadly be divided into two types. The one is economic activity and the other is non-economic activities. Economic activities are those activities which are undertaken with the expectation of some return, reward or gain. Means all those activities which we undertaken with the expectation of getting something in return, all these activities are called economic activities. We will read further. These are the activities which an individual perform to earn his livelihood. Each and everyone has to earn some money to live, to satisfy his need and wants. So guys, we must have some money to satisfy our needs. So each and every person, each and every individual perform these economic activities. Now we will read further. It is engaged in these activities so that he can get income. With that, we can he can satisfy his wants. When a person goes to his office, or a professor delivers a lecture in the classroom, or a doctor treats his patient in a consulting room, or a lawyer pleads the case of his client in the court. These are all instances of economic activities as they are being undertaken with a view to earn an income. So guys, here are some of the examples by which we can understand that each and every individual performs some activities in his life to earn some money. And why do we need to earn money? We need to earn money so that we can satisfy our needs also. So all these activities are considered in the economic activities. Now we will see the meaning of non-economic activity. So it is totally a vice versa of the economic activity. We will see that, but not all the activities of human being are performed with a view to get an income. There are certain activities which a man performs not for the sake of getting an income, but for the pleasure, or out of love and affection, or out of pity and charity, or out of sense of patriotism. Such activities which are not undertaken for money are known as non-economic activities. Means the activities which are undertaken without the expectation of anything in return are called as non-economic activities. we have some of the examples over here that if anyone is doing anything as a charity, if I give rupees 5,000 in some of the institute as a charity, so this will not consider it in the economic activity because I will give my money, but I don't expect anything in return. There are certain other examples also that we will read over here. Uh, when a singer sings on the stage or at the All India radio station of Ahmedabad and receives a payment, he is doing an economic activity. But the same singer sings for his pleasure, then he will not get any income, and this is considered as a non-economic activity. We also have some other example that a student playing cricket for pleasure, or a teacher who coaches his own son, or a nurse treating the member of her family out of love, affection, or duty, or a mountaineer who climbs mountains for sheer pleasure and adventure. All these are non-economic activities. They are not aimed at getting an income. If a student plays cricket for his own entertainment, for his own pleasure, then it will not consider as an economic activity. But if a student plays cricket for someone else as a part of his team and he sponsors the team and he charges fee or the payment in exchange for playing cricket for him, will consider it as a economic activity. So there is a difference between economic and non-economic activity. Each and every activity which are undertaken with the intention of getting something in return are considered as an economic activity. But the activities which are undertaken without anything, without the expectations of getting anything in return, then it is considered as a not economic activities. Now guys, we will move further. There are some characteristics of economic activities. What are the characteristics of economic activities? The first one is all economic activities are undertaken with the expectation of some return or reward. So the first characteristics of economic activities is there must be the expectation of getting something in return. Now the second thing is all economic activities are productive, means whatever the services, whatever the goods we are selling, those goods or services must satisfy the needs or the wants of the people. Means so if we are doing or we are selling something but there is no need or there is no want in the market for the product or the services that we are selling, then there will be we cannot consider this thing as an economic activity, because whatever we are selling, there must be some want, there must be some needs of the people of that product. Let's read in it. That is to say that the aim at satisfying human wants directly or indirectly. For example, the activities of a farmer, labor, carpenter, blacksmith, etc. Means there are certain people who do the work. We can consider the farmer, blacksmiths, labor, carpenter, tailor. Those are the people who do the work as per their skills, and they sell whatever they make or the produce, and in the return they get some money or something reward. So this can be considered as an economic activity, but all these things satisfies the need of the people. Now, so we can say the second characteristic is all economic activities are productive. Now we will move further and we will go to the three. An economic activity may be legal or illegal. Now, if someone is doing a business of selling liquor in Gujarat, then it is illegal activity because liquor and alcohol are totally prohibited in the state of Gujarat. So we can consider it as a illegal activity. And there are legal activities are also that government allows to do. An economic activity may be legal or illegal, lawful or unlawful. All economic activities performed within the framework of the laws of the country are lawful or legal economic activities. But there may be economic activities which are uh, carried on against the laws of the land. For instance, illicit distillations of liquor in Gujarat state, where there is total prohibition and unlawful activity, although persons engage in it in such kind of business are considered under the illegal economic activities. Means the activities for which the government, the law does not allow us to do are considered as a illegal economic activities. Now guys, we will move further. That is all economic activity. promote human welfare means whatever the needs we are having, we will satisfy our needs by what the other offers us. Means each and every thing that is available in the market for which we can satisfy our needs. So by this the whole we can say the whole human development will be happen. All economic activities, generally speaking, promote human welfare. And economic activity, as we have already seen, is productive by nature and is directed toward the satisfaction of human wants. And therefore, it may be said that it promotes or adds to the material welfare of the society. For instance, the production of various articles of comfort and luxurious result in an increase in the material welfare of the community. But this need not to be so every time. There are certain economic activity which reduce rather than promote human welfare. Means the welfare of the human will be promoted by the economic activities because each and every person has some of the needs, some of the wants, and they can satisfy their needs by the other person who is selling the thing that is needed by someone else. So by this way, every person can get satisfied their needs by getting the thing which is selling by someone else. So by this way, we can say that all the economic activities promotes the human welfare. Now we will move further. Forms of economic activities. Now, in which form does the economic activity happen? So there is first form is consumption. What does it mean? Consumption means whatever we are buy, whatever we buy, we use them properly. We consume the product to satisfy our needs, to get utility. So, guys, if I have a need of food, I will buy wheat from the market. If I have a need of pen, if I have a need of water, if I have a need of anything, I will buy from the market and consume it and use it. We can say and use it. We consume the product whatever we want to have. So, guys, this can be considered as a consumption. People buy things to satisfy their needs, and this kind of thing are considered. We can say it is a form of economic activity. To consume the good, to consume the product is a form of economic activity because when we are going to buy something, we need to give them money. So it is considered as a form of economic activity. We will read in it that consumption of commodities represent one of the main economic activities engaged in by individual and families. The consumption decision of an individual range over various goods are available to him within the limit of income. An individual attempts to select that combination of goods which he expect to get maximum satisfaction. So whatever the income the person has, the customer has, he will buy the things, he will buy the product and services from the market according to his income, and he will try to satisfy all his need at a maximum level. So, guys, the consumption is a form of economic activity. We have the second form of economic activity is production. How can we say that the production is a form of economic activity? The main purpose of production is to satisfy the wants of consumers. In fact, the taste of what is productive activity and what is unproductive activity is the contribution that is made to the satisfaction of consumers' want. When a cobbler make a pair of shoes, he arranges pieces of leather from form in which they are not wanted into a form in which they are wanted. When a trader transport the shoes from factory to warehouse, he is taking them from a place where they are not wanted to a place where they are wanted. Means, guys, if a shoemaker, a cobbler make a shoes, who will use that shoes? Customer. And when the customer is where the customer is available in the market. So a cobbler, whatever the shoes, whatever the kind of shoes cobbler make, he need to transport those shoes to the customer. So, guys, cobbler really does not need that shoes, but he will get something that he really need by selling those shoes. So when the cobbler makes shoes, it will be transported to the customer, and customer will pay the money to get shoes, and those money will be got by the cobbler. So at that time we can say that it is a kind of production. A producer produce the goods. Now producer does not want all the product he produce. So what will he do? He will sell the production in the market, and he will get the thing that is written, means the money. By selling the products, and he will get money from the market that is needed by the producer. So by this way producer get the money, and producer can satisfy all his needs by using those monies. So guys, this is considered as a production. Each and every producer produce some of the goods, and he will sell those goods in the market. People will buy those goods to satisfy their needs, and producer will get money from the market by selling the production, and producer can also satisfy all his needs by using those money. So this is also considered as a as an economic activity, a form of economic activity. Now third thing is exchange. What does the exchange mean? Trade and exchange is the third main economic activity for the individual. Exchange is also a kind of conversation. Just as a cobbler converts leather into shoes and thereby creates utility, an individual gives the commodity which is less useful to him, and in exchange he receives commodity which is more useful to him. For example, I want shoes. I have need of shoes, and for that I will go to the market. I will select the shoes that that I like, which I like, and I will pay the money and will get the shoes. So at that time, shoes is more important to me than the money I have paid. So whosoever made those shoes will get the money, and I will get the shoes that is needed by me. So both will satisfy their needs. So it is a kind of conversation. Means there is something which is useless. It might be useless, but if someone convert that useless thing into the useful thing, then it will be it can be considered as a conversation, and those converted product will be sold in the market, and it will satisfy someone's need, and the maker who has converted those goods will also get money, and he can use those money to satisfy his needs also. So we will read in it. Just as a cobbler converts leather into shoes and thereby creates utility, utility means satisfaction. An individual gives a commodity which is less useful to him, means individual who want to buy the shoes will also give commodity as a money, and he will get the shoes. Thus, through exchange and individual increases satisfaction, all the parties involved are satisfied, otherwise exchange cannot take place. Means I will get shoes, I will give them money, all the parties satisfied, everyone get whatever they want to have, and by this way the exchange happens. Now the scope of economic activity. So guys, we have discussed these three point under the these are the characteristics of economic activities, and after that we have discussed forms of economic activities. Under these there are 3 points: consumption, production, and exchange. And now we will discuss scope of economic activities. What are the scope of economic activities? The first one is economic activities of the individuals. Each and every individual have to earn money to satisfy his needs. If I don't have money, I cannot satisfy my needs. So that I need to earn money. How can I earn money? I need to go to somewhere and work for them, or if I have something which I own, I can lend to them to get money. So individuals are the ultimate active members of the economy. They have definite desires or wants. They engage in the process of consumption to satisfy their wants as best as they can. In reality, economic problem of an individual is twofold. In the commodity market, he must decide how to spend his income over goods and services, but his income does not come from heaven. He has to earn it, and to earn income he has to supply his resources in the factor market. So guys, in the factor market he must decide what employment to accept for the resource he can use. So an individual need to earn money to satisfy his needs. First of all, I need to work somewhere to get money, and after that I can use whatever the money I have earned to satisfy my needs. So this way we can say it was an economic activity of an individual in different market. The one is factor market, the other is commodity market. First of all, he need to enter into the factor market by which he can earn money, and then he can use those money into the commodity market. Now the second thing is economic activity of the firm. How the firm is engaged with an economic activity. Business firms are distinct agents specialized in the process of production, that is, the conversion of resources into final goods and services. In economic activities, a firm is treated as a unit of control in which decisions are taken about what is to be produced and how is to be produced. It is the firm that hires laborers and land, borrows and invests capital, purchases raw materials, organize the process of manufacture and market the finished product. So guys, firm has many things which we can consider in the economic activities. Firm needs to purchase the raw material, firm needs to hire the employees, firm needs to engage the whole manufacturing process, firm needs to buy the machinery to do the production. So all these things considered in the economic activity, and after the raw material is converted into the finished good, firm will sell those goods into the markets. So all these activities are considered in the economic activity of the firms. Now we have third point, that is economic activities of the government. What are those activities which can be considered as an economic activity of the government? Then we will see government as decision making agent are of great and growing importance nowadays. The government are engaged in a number of productive activities, producing weapons and aircraft, and also in consumption activities, purchasing food and clothes for military. So government also associated with both kind of thing. The first one is production, the other one is consumption. Government produce the weapons and aircraft to for the security of the country, and government also purchases foods and clothes for the military, for the army who is been serving to the country. So government is included in both kind of factors. The one is, as I say, the one is production, the other is consumption. So in both the activities government is also engaged. More important is the fact that government establishes legal framework and treatment of laws, provision of police and judiciary within which entire economic works. So there is also the police services, judicial services, laws. So all these things has been done by the government, and for which uh, to undertake economic activity, government raises revenue through the taxes, loans, and deficit financing. And to all this activity, to undertake all this activity, government needs some finance, and government raises those money from the tax money, loan, and deficit also. So this is how the government is also associated with an economic activity. Now we will see goods and services. So guys, there are certain types, or we can say the classification of goods and services. The first one is material goods and the other is non-material goods. Material goods are the goods to which we can see those goods, we can touch those goods, we can carry these goods, we can see these goods. Goods which can be seen are considered as a material goods, but the goods which cannot be seen are considered as a non-material goods. We will read over here. Material goods are those goods which are tangible, that is, can be seen, touched, transferred from one place to another. Thus, for example, food, clothes, car, television set, refrigerator, bicycle, all these things are the material goods. Means the goods which we can see, we can transfer from one place to another place is called as a material goods. Now, the goods which cannot be seen, we cannot see, which cannot be touched, which cannot be transferred from one place to another place are considered as a non-material goods. So we will read in it. Non-material goods on other hand are intangible, for they do not possess any shape or weight. These can be seen, nor these can be seen, touch or transfer. These goods include services of all type such as those of doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, etc., etc. So guys, the services that we have get from the doctors or the lawyers or the teachers or the engineers, we cannot transfer. So these kind of the goods are considered as a non-material goods. We can also consider it as a service. Now the second thing is free goods and economic goods. Free goods are the goods which has no specific price. Means air, water, sunshine, all the natural things for which we do not have to pay anything are considered as a free good, and the goods which have some specific price are considered as a economic good. Now we will move further. This all explanation you can read over here convey the same meaning as I explained you. Consumer goods and producer goods. Consumer goods are the goods that we can consume directly. We can also say that final goods. Means consumer goods are the goods that can be used directly, are considered as a consumer goods. Suppose I want to eat biscuits and I go to the market and buy a pack of biscuit and I will eat them because it is a consumer goods. But what are the producer goods? Producer goods are the goods that cannot be used directly. First of all, we need to convert them into finished good. So, for the producers, we can say a raw material. Raw material is considered as a producer goods. So we will see into it that consumer goods are the goods those which satisfy human wants directly. These goods are used for final consumption. Thus, for example, food item, ready-made clothes, book, television set, video cassette, furniture, etc. Whatever the goods we can use directly, we can consume directly, that are considered as a consumer's good. There are two different kind of consumer good. The one is perishable good, the other is durable good. Perishable goods are the goods which have the expiry of only one day. Means those can be expired in a one day, that are considered as a perishable goods. But the goods which we can use multiple times and which can last long for many days are considered as a durable goods. So we will read in it. Perishable goods are those goods which can be used only once, like soft drink, bread, matchbox, cigarette. The utility of perishable goods get exhausted in one single use, and uh, it will be exhausted in just one single use. But durable goods are the goods which can be used multiple times. That are durable goods are those goods which can be used for more than once, that is, these can be used for considerable period of time, say like furniture, motor car, refrigerator, scooter, clothing, etc. All these things considered as a durable goods. And with the same explanation we can go for the producers goods also, because the raw material that we can say are considered as a producers goods, and producer good can also be the perishable and durable too. Now we will see private goods and public goods. Private goods are the goods which is owned by some individual, are considered as a private good, like house, furniture, motor car. If I purchase a motor car for me, it is considered as a private good. Now, what are the public goods? Public goods are the goods which can be open for all the citizen of the country. Means anyone can use this product or the goods are considered as a public good. Say for example, railway, state transport buses, municipal buses, bridge, post office services. These can be used by everyone. So these are the considered as a public goods. This is open for public. Now the next one is transferable and non-transferable goods. Transferable goods are the goods which can be transferred from which place, one place to another place are considered as a transferable goods. For example, furniture. Uh, it is not about a physical transformation. It is about transformation of ownership. Means if you have a bike and I will buy your bike, then I will own the bike from you. So now the ownership of bike is mine. If you have a house and I will buy that house from you, so now I am the owner of your house. So guys, the goods of which the transformation of ownership cannot be done are considered as a non-transferable goods, and the goods of which transformation of ownership can be possible are considered as a transferable goods. Now we will read in it. Goods which are exchangeable and whose ownership can be transferred from one person to another are known as transferable goods. For example, furniture, house, television set, scooter. These can be sell out and ownership can be transferred. But the goods which cannot be exchanged and transferred from one individual to another are known as non-transferable goods. Thus, for example, sweet voice of singer. If a singer has a sweet voice, it cannot be transferred to someone else. So it is considered as a non-transferable goods. Ability and competence of doctor, lawyer, factory manager, etc. If a lawyer is very clever in his own sense and he has some extraordinary skills, so it cannot be transferred to someone else. So this can be considered as a non transferable goods. So guys, that's it for today. In this lecture we will continue this chapter in the next lecture very soon. If you are left with any queries or the confusion, you can contact me by any way you can. I will try my best to answer your queries. And thank you guys. You need to note down some of the points in your notebook also so that you can refer it when the exam is very close. Thank you guys.